Hi my friends, let's talk about a very important thing in our life. Could you guess what it is? Right, it's money. Is money really important in our life? I know that sometimes people say that money is important, whereas sometimes people say that money is unimportant. And if we calculate the number of people who say that money is unimportant, it's really a very small percentage of these people. So I believe that 99% of people, or even more, tend to think that money is of great importance. So what about you? What do you think about money? So the first question is money important or unimportant? Is the first question. And the second question is how much money is enough for you? How much money do you want to earn monthly or every month? Okay, let me answer these questions if you let me do it, and you can also do it. I think that it would be great to hear from you. Right, so I tend to think that money is really important. If we have no money, we can't buy anything. We can't buy what we want. We can't buy food. It's really difficult to imagine it. Alright, so if a person is a kid or a child, a teenager, it's okay. So I think that most teenagers don't have a job, and it's considered to be quite normal, especially in our country. But if a person isn't a student, is an adult, or who can work, in other words, who can work and doesn't work, it seems very strange. So I believe that money is of maybe vital importance. Vital importance means of great, really great importance. Well, nevertheless, I often hear different conversations, especially in the street, when people, often talk only about money, and money, replaces everything, in these people's minds. And this thing is absolutely terrible. So I believe that it's good to have a good job. It's really good to have a stable income, or when you are sure about your future. You know that you earn a certain sum of money monthly and you can count on this money. So you earn this money and you'll earn this money in the future. Maybe you have some savings, it's good. Why not? But when people think that money is the main aim in their life, it's really very strange, sad, disappointing, and frustrating. Really, I remember my childhood, and we often had different conversations about money too. I have to confess it, right? And my friends asked me, how much money do you want to earn? Do you want to earn? So I didn't work at the time. I was maybe 12 years old. You know that as far as I remember, I got my first money when I was maybe 15 or 14. Well, anyway, so, and I answered. Could you guess what I answered? And I told my friend, so I want to earn $300 a month, and this money will be enough for me. And if I get this sum of money monthly, I'll be very happy, really, because it's such a big sum of money. It was in the past. If we remember the time when it was, So let me calculate it. I was born in 1986, and as I said, I was maybe 12 years old at the time. So it was maybe in 1998. You see, it was the end of the 20th century, so maybe almost 20 years ago. And you know that such a thing as inflation exists. It means that maybe today you have 100 rubles. Okay, maybe it's too little for you. Okay, I know, let's say 1000 rubles, and you think that it's a very big sum of money. This money is very big. But time will pass, maybe 10 years will pass, I mean, and it will be a very small sum of money. So 1000 rubles today is much more than 1000 rubles after 10 years, or in 10 years time it's much more. And 1000 rubles 10 years ago was much more than now. But we calculate it in dollars. I think it's more interesting to do it in dollars, not in rubles. But anyway, actually almost the same law exists, you see. So I remember that if I had $300 dollars, I could buy lots of things. Maybe 15 years ago I could buy lots of things. But if I have $300 now, I can buy very little. It's the law of our life, and we can't escape this fact. And I remember that, for example, if I wanted to buy a small, maybe one-room flat, it cost $20,000 or less. But if you want to buy a one-room flat or apartment now, it isn't $20,000 dollars. It's much more. I'm talking about an apartment in Moscow, if you guessed my actually idea correctly. I hope so. You see. But anyway, so it was a normal, salary, a big salary. And okay, your possible question will be, how much is it maybe nowadays, or how much would it be nowadays? I suppose that maybe, well, I don't know, maybe 1,000 and a half, so about 100,000 rubles. And this money seemed a lot to me, a real fortune, I would say. And really, I was very happy about that idea, and my friends answered more or less the same. I was a teenager at the time, and I thought a lot about money. I know that I was materialistic, selfish, and arrogant, ambitious, maybe sometimes self-confident, but anyway, time passed, and as they often say rightly, that time is the best judge. And I have another income now, so I think that it's quite stable, but it isn't a lot. And the most important thing is that I can buy just basic food I need. I can fulfill my needs, and it's enough. Yeah, I don't have millions, but I have a certain income, and it's enough for a living. So I can go shopping and buy, some food for myself, and so I can actually provide my family with basic needs. Just I want to highlight this word basic needs, because there are different demands, and it is impossible to do it. Yeah, so if you want to buy an apartment, or if you want to do, something, I mean, which is much more than, let's say, maybe 100,000 rubles. So of course you need to wait, and often, people often wait for years, or maybe for 10 years, for 20 years before buying a house or an apartment, because it's life. You see that the prices are up and up all the time, and people's income is more or less the same. And I understand that money is really important. And you see that I wanted to have maybe enough money, but as they say, enough money is never enough. Okay, enough money for me. But I think that it's a good idea. But the most important thing is not to think about money. So I was mostly, thinking about the result. But I suppose we need to think about our abilities, about our talents. If you get a good profession, if you have a good job, if you become a real expert, a highly professional employee, or maybe a businessman or a specialist in your area, you don't need to be a businessman, you don't need to run your own business to have a good and stable income. So it isn't necessarily so. You see, it's quite good. So the most important thing is you need to have a good education, you need to develop your skills, qualifications. And if I look at young people, they often want everything, I mean something which is a lot and in the beginning. Alright? So, for example, I can ask one young man, so how much money would be enough for you? And he can answer, oh, so maybe 50,000 rubles in the beginning. So, or maybe about $1,000 in the beginning. Okay, but I have one more question. What can you do? What experience do you have to get this money? People work, for years. They have lots of experience, skills, and they earn much less money. So people, I suppose, especially young people, need to be more patient. They need to be more tolerant to other people, and they need to be able to wait when you need to do it. So, I remember my years in the past, and I know that life was very difficult. So I mainly focused on my professional growth, on my professionalism. I invested lots of time and also money, but mostly time and energy in education, in getting this unique experience of teaching English professionally and worldwide. You see, it can't be in one day, it can't be in a year, or it can't be in a couple of years. I remember the number of real lessons which actually I have given in my life, and really it's a huge number of lessons, maybe 10,000 lessons, maybe about this number, if I'm not mistaken. I know that I need to be more accurate, but really it's a lot, because I was working as an English teacher full-time, and you see, it's a huge amount of time, not taking into account the time or the number of lessons which I uploaded here on YouTube. Yeah, thanks a lot, my friends, for your huge support and for such a unique opportunity. Thank you very much. And you see that it was constant work on my side. And when I actually remember young people, I want actually to put an emphasis on this thing too. Yeah, so don't put money in the first place. money will come if you really want it, if you really become a real expert in your professional area. It isn't a problem. So, and the second thing is that your work isn't only about money. You know, you need to be or you need to try to be the best specialist in your area. Yeah, and if you manage to do it, you'll really succeed. Yeah, and it'll be a huge success. So it's just my personal point of view. You may disagree with me, but that's right. So you need to have some aims, but if people get only money, it doesn't bring real satisfaction. These things can never bring real happiness, because happiness is often falsely associated with money, but happiness and money will never be the same, because these things are different. We can't replace, happiness with money. These things are irreplaceable. What I mean is that, okay, a person can have lots of money, but this person can be very unhappy inside, because real happiness is what we have inside. It's what we have in our hearts. But I know there are lots of rich people, maybe millionaires, billionaires, I don't know, or maybe just not necessarily, such rich people, but people who actually have a great income and they never have peace in their hearts. They can never have this amazing feeling when they have peace in their heart, and when they're happy, just they're always worried about money, about the houses, apartments, cars, maybe servants, and these ideas so actually are in their mind, and there is only space for these ideas in their mind, and I think it isn't right. It isn't right, and it's very sad. It's a very sad thing, really. But anyway, if people have money, it's good. The most important thing, well, if you want to ask my opinion, I'll tell you. The most important thing is how they earn this money. If they earn this money illegally or dishonestly, if they rob people, if they violate the law, if they humiliate innocent people, if they bring, lots of negative things into ordinary people's homes and lives, so this money isn't good money, it's very bad. And I wish they didn't have this money at all, if this money is connected with such, bad things, immoral things, or disgusting things. It's really terrible. So, no, my friends, never. I would never like to be in the place of such people, no matter how much money they offer me. No. It's very important to have a good and normal sleep, and if a person can't sleep, that they're constantly worried about something, and they have so many cares, so many duties, and they can't focus on their inner world, on their personal development. So I believe, or not I believe, I really see that these people who seem the richest people maybe in the world, in reality, are the poorest people in the world in terms of their spiritual development and in terms of just basic human values, by the way. So we need to open our eyes and judge actually everything maybe from another angle or from another point of view. So if a person is rich, we shouldn't idolize this person. And I can give you one more situation as an example. And I know that if people are rich, if people are successful, they usually have lots of friends, influential connections, acquaintances, and all people want to be around these people. You know, it's often called flattery and other things, but when these people lose their positions, when they lose their money, people, I mean, who were around them, they leave them, and these rich people in the past, they actually become very lonely, unhappy, and there are so many lives. I mean, just what I've already said, and it's really a very disappointing thing. So it's good to have money, so who doesn't work, so this person doesn't eat, if I remember it correctly. So people who don't work, they don't eat. So you need to work if you want to eat. It's the law of life. And I admire people who set clear aims, who are ambitious, and who know what they do, and they do it step by step. They achieve more and more. Yeah, but you know, it isn't everything in our life, and they're happy, they're successful, but what will be in the future? What will be next? Right? So there is one more thing which is called luxury. Okay, I just want to say a couple of words or sentences about this thing which is called luxury. So when people become rich, they start or when people just start earning more money, they start with basic things. It's okay, so they buy a flat or apartment, a house, but then they want more and more, and it often leads to luxury. So it's a situation when people buy very expensive things, clothes, when they want to buy very luxurious things, very spacious apartments, and when they don't need it in reality. And this situation isn't good from my point of view, because if a person develops, I mean inside, this person starts to notice other people's needs, demands, and there are so many people who are in need, who are very poor, who really need maybe some money for treatment, or who got into a difficult situation for no reason, you see. And if people care only about themselves, they don't notice, I mean, these situations around us. So, but if people, I mean, become kinder, better, they start thinking more about other people, but not only about themselves, really. And the situation is that you know that we see new generations, and our generations change, yeah, and I wish these changes were for the best, but you know, I often have to admit that I don't see these positive changes in our new generations, and I suppose that we need to advance not only in terms of modern technology, communication, or gadgets. So you see, we need to advance in terms of just basic human values, and just we need to be a normal person. So I have a question, just maybe for some people, or just let me, do you know this word in English which is called, you know, conscience? Conscience. Conscience. What is conscience? Really, people learn English for years, yeah, and people, you know, study English at universities, at schools, and they don't know such important words maybe as conscience, as virtue, and other things, and it's really strange. So what are we taught? What are we taught? We need to be taught, I mean, wisely, in a wise way. So all people have, you know, conscience, I hope so. So it's your inner voice which tells you what is good and what is bad. For example, if you did a bad thing, okay, you have a voice inside you, and you think, oh, I did something bad, I need to maybe you know, not to do it again, or I need to do something to prevent it from happening in the future. I need to stop it, or maybe I need to do something to change the situation. But most people, yeah, have this voice, and they understand. So for example, if the bus is overcrowded, and if they see an elderly woman, or maybe a pregnant woman, or kids, yeah, they need to actually give them a seat. But most people just have absolutely indifferent, you know, faces, and they behave like nothing is happening. Just they behave like blind people. They ignore other people's needs. Maybe they care only about themselves, and it's terrible, my friends, it's terrible. So I wish you were rich. If you aren't rich now, yeah, I wish you were rich. Maybe someone is very rich, who knows, yeah. But I wish you, I mean, spiritual wealth first of all. It's in the first place, right? And I also want you to be happy. I want you to have a good and stable job. Yeah, I want you to have a stable income, you know, a rewarding job. But I don't want you to fall into the trap of thinking that money is everything, and if you have money, you can, you know, order other people, you can do what you want. So this thing has a very negative effect on a person's soul, and it can ruin, you know, your life or people's life. And there are so many, you know, broken homes and so many bad stories related to it. So money isn't evil by itself. So money is a means. The most important thing is how you use these means. So you can use it, I mean, for the salvation of your soul and for helping other people, or you can, you know, just actually it's called, you know, the root of all evil. Or maybe people just have more and more appetite, and this appetite comes to them when they eat, and they don't want to stop, they never stop, and it's often too late when they understand it, but their life has gone, and they have nothing to do, and this money can't help them. So, well, personally, I wouldn't like to change actually real life and real happiness with false happiness. So it's okay, yeah, to earn money, we need to develop our professionalism, but never should it be in the first place. My friends, thank you very much. See you soon. Good luck. Bye bye.